What's up, all my YouTube friends and fam out there? Thank you for joining me for this quick kind of video here. I just want to take a few moments to talk about and kind of give my opinion and my thoughts on a brand new game coming soon called Prehistoric Kingdom. This game kind of come out of nowhere for me. Apparently there has been some early access gameplay and stuff out there for over a year or so or more. There's been an entire Kickstarter for the game, and I knew nothing about this. Like, literally, I just saw this yesterday. So I get up. Granted, it was around 1 or 2 o'clock when I actually woke up, but that's beside the point. So I wake up and I'm checking my YouTube subscriptions, channels I'm subscribed to for any new videos and stuff, and I see IGN has this trailer for a game called Prehistoric Kingdom, and I'm like, oh, okay. Well, my first thought was like, oh, this is probably just another one of those like quick, kind of indie titles, kind of like Parkitect or something like that. Probably some kind of like little kiddified version, very very simple, not much to it. But, hey, I was still laying in bed, and I thought, well, let's watch this. So I clicked on it, and I watched the trailer, and, I was completely blown away by this trailer. It looks like they literally ripped the code out of Planet Zoo and added Jurassic World Evolution dinos and stuff to it. I can't believe what I saw. I was, like, instantly like, what? Where did this game come from? So I started looking around at it. I went to the Steam page, checked it out. I know they talked about like maybe doing a closed early access with it. I reached out to them about doing some of the maybe seeing if I could get in on the early access. They did get back to me, and I had a nice conversation with their marketing manager. But it's still really early right now, so the game probably won't even see any kind of early access till like next year sometime. But yeah, it's still really early, and basically she tuned me in that there's going to be a dev kind of development log or blog or something like that on Twitch today. So I was like, oh cool, I will try to get to check that out. So I did. I watched it today, and I listened to them talk about the game. I asked a couple of questions with them and stuff. I mean, there was a huge audience for it, including some of you guys may know Paulsley. I saw Paulsley in there. And it was just, everything that they were talking about this game has me like super hyped for this game. It is everything that we wanted Jurassic World Evolution to be and better. So just you guys are kind of watching the trailer right now as I'm talking, but I just kind of want to go into some details and stuff now that's not talked about in the trailer, if you guys watch that, or if you happen to miss this dev blog, which I'm sure many of you probably did miss it. Maybe many of you don't even know about this game yet. So I'm trying to do this just like this informational thing here real quick, and just kind of go over some points that they talked about, and basically kind of share my hype so with you guys out there, my viewers, because I will be honest, I already pre-ordered this game. So so the whole thing with the getting the early access and stuff, that's still on the fence, because I'm not exactly a huge creator out there. But I did speak with them, and may or may not get early access because everybody else who was like Kickstarters and stuff like that are going to get it first. But I did go ahead and pre-order the game. If you guys want to, after me talking about this, if you think this is something that you also want to get in on, the game is only $19.99 right now on the Creativo store for the basic game, just a simple game. I went ahead and paid the I think it was $40 for the next chapter up, or the next selection or offering up, which should get me in on at least beta, not necessarily alpha or early access or anything, but at least gets me in on beta. And yeah, that's basically what I went. But they have like pricing all the way up to like $105 for like the big one, which I think gives you like 50 extra construction tools, which I'm just now hearing about. I'm literally watching their Discord right now, and they're talking about some of the stuff that you get in that. I didn't even see that, but you get, other than just like an art book and this other stuff, there's like 50 extra buildable pieces in the game. And buildable pieces is something I will talk about in a minute. But yeah, anyway, you guys are watching this trailer right now as I've probably got it like like doing a loop. But just some of the things that they went over in today's Twitch live stream was there will be 22 animals at the start, at least in early access. So that's the launch that they're expecting, is 22 different dinos or animals at launch. Some of those, of course, are going to be the Microraptor, which you guys are seeing. I'm not a big dinosaur fan. I like dinosaurs. I like dinosaur games and stuff, things like Ark and stuff like that. But I love the Jurassic Park movies, but I don't know my dinosaurs by their scientific names and all that. Like, I literally thought this was a bird in a cage, and I was like, oh, it has birds, and the birds actually fly around out of the cage. Saber-toothed tigers, but yeah, I didn't realize the you guys can tell I'm kind of jumping around on top of stuff. This is how excited I am. I'm just kind of rambling. But the Microraptor is what we are seeing in the aviary. And the Microraptor is really, really cool. I didn't realize that was a Microraptor until they were talking about it on the thing. But so Microraptor Ceratops, which is a version of a Triceratops, kind of. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of dino experts out there that are going to correct me on a lot of this stuff. Like, it's not a version of the Triceratops. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not that big of a dino expert. I like Jurassic Park. But 22 different animals at launch, and they will improve and develop behaviors before adding new creatures and stuff to the game. Which we'll kind of get into that. We have the mini exhibits, which mini exhibits kind of think about like Planet Zoo's like little exhibits that they have with like the snakes and stuff, except think of that on like crack, because the bird itself, it is going to be a looped animation for the bird in the aviary, and you won't be able to really choose kind of like the size of the thing, but already it's much larger than what we're already seeing in Planet Zoo for their exhibits. It's not just going to be like, oh, look, I'm an animal and I'm in this location. Oh, look, now I'm over here in this location. Okay, now I'm up here in this location. Without any kind of movement or anything. It doesn't crawl to those locations. It just kind of appears there. This one is actually going to have, they said the Microraptor itself will have a looped animation where it will kind of fly around in there, which is perfectly fine. I'm good with that. At least we get some sort of animation in it, which is neat. There will be other like micro habitats or mini exhibits and stuff as well coming, but the only one they're talking about right now is just the Microraptor, which has a beautiful iridescent shine to it. I mean, this again, guys, I can't stress how excited I am for this game. They had me with the saber-toothed tigers. If you guys know me, you know how much I love any kind of like cat, basically, from tigers, Bengal tigers, the snow leopards, the cheetahs, all that stuff. I mean, I'm a huge cat fan. I love cats, and we're gonna have saber-toothed tigers in this game, and that right there, yes, I had to have it. So there's also going to be some other thing. There's the Dinosaur, which I honestly don't know what that is. Animation and sounds will be a smaller roster. Basically, with only having 22 animals, the smaller roster will allow them to push fidelity and ensure the animals look and sound alive. He was talking about the chirps that the Microraptor makes in the trailer are actually just them rubbing two bananas together. So that's kind of neat. But that's kind of how the sound development in games work. You find neat things to use to make the sounds of the stuff you need. So, yeah. Then we're going to go on to some of the key features on the launch is, of course, there are going to be, like they said, 22 different adult species. So there won't be babies or anything during the original launch, but that will be kind of coming down later. The mini aviary, the basic AI. So your dinos will only have basic AI. This is a small indie company, guys. Don't expect this to be some AAA title, which means they're actually going to give a whole lot more love to this game than what a AAA title did. I don't feel like this is going to be a game that's like, oh, hey, look, we're releasing a beta, and then a month later it's like, oh, we're releasing it, but we didn't fix any of the bugs in the game. I literally think they are going to actually support this game and give it all the love and stuff that they want. I can kind of tell just from kind of watching them talk to the streams and everything. They seem to love their work and the things they're putting into it. So hopefully they kind of keep on with that. They have some big plans. They're not going to release this in any kind of like finished shape or what they consider to be finished. It is going to be early access. So it's basically going to be what Planet Coaster and Planet Zoo should have done. They should not have released those games unfinished. They should have, like, Planet Coaster had a much better beta and alpha than what Planet Zoo did, because they had people kind of get into it and kind of helped shape the game somewhat in the beginning. But then they just kind of released it. And I think they just want to kind of beat Atari out with Roller Coaster Tycoon World, which I don't know why, because they didn't have anything to worry about with that game. But that wasn't any kind of competition. But yeah, you know, I don't want to get into that. That's a whole different conversation. I'm only here today to talk about this game here, which is just going to be completely amazing. So creativity. And this is where I come in at. The creativity and stuff is going to be, from the sounds of it, just absolutely amazing. When I first saw the trailer, I thought, oh, I'm going to be able to build stuff that, you know, just like in Planet Coaster stuff, because the game definitely has a Planet Zoo feel to it. Just like looking at this trailer, you can tell it's got a Planet Zoo feel to it. And it really looked like you would be able to do modular buildings and like build your own buildings and stuff around different things. And then come to find out, it's actually only going to be like ploppable buildings is what you'll pick and choose. Basically, I want to place a restaurant. Okay, there's a restaurant. I want to place this building for guests, and they place that building down. But I was pleased to find out that during the devlog, it's not going to be just ploppable buildings. There will also be over 150 plus modular pieces that some of them will be recolorable. This is something I specifically asked about, because you guys know how much I hate the fact that well, not even half, almost all the pieces in Planet Zoo are not recolorable. It's a pain, and everything looks exactly the same that everybody builds. But it will have, some of the pieces will be recolorable, that's a good sign that they're already looking into that. And fences and paths are going to be much like Planet Zoo. I'm not 100% sure how the paths are going to work. I imagine it's probably going to be something like maybe placing roads or something in city skylines, or maybe placing something. It could be the paths kind of like Planet Coaster or Planet Zoo, something like that. But I feel like they might actually have a better path system. We'll have to wait and see till we find out more about that. But the fences are going to be a lot like Planet Zoo, where you can actually, you place the fence, you curve it, you can choose the length and however you want it down like that. A lot like something kind of like Jurassic World, something kind of like Planet Zoo. It's what they're discussing. There will be 32 different terrain textures to choose from when you're painting down your terrain. So there will be like terrain painting tools, leveling tools, all this stuff like that. But 32 terrain textures, guys. That's like sand, rock, snow, grass, like sawgrass or something, like big tall grass, and dirt, mud. I mean, I can't even think of what all 32 textures could possibly be, but there's 32 different terrain textures. That is amazing. The buildings themselves, even though the buildings will have to be ploppable, like most of the main buildings, you just plop them down, they will have selectable, customizable themes. So you can have like a jungle theme or like a tropical theme or something like that, or like maybe a desert theme or something to it. Different thoughts just kind of on that. I think they mentioned jungle or tropical during the live stream. But yeah, it will have like different themes that you can select from for the building. So you place down the building and then you choose the theme that you want it to be. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they also said you change that theme on the fly. Same as the fences. You can select a fence, change it from, say, like a wooden fence to a metal fence or glass or something like that just by selecting it. Same thing on the buildings and stuff. You can like paint the buildings just with like hitting a paint bucket tool, and it paints the whole fence apparently. The foliage brush, you can paint a forest, or you could, place the trees individually. So think of how Jurassic World Evolution works, where you can paint the forest around as you need to, or even some of the mods for City Skylines. If you guys have played City Skylines, you can kind of get a mod that lets you paint forests and stuff around. So think of that, but also being able to individually place the trees. That makes me happy because I'm be like, I want a tree here, I want a tree there. Because if you guys have ever seen any of my live streams where I'm playing in Planet Coaster, I will literally take forever just specifically placing where, trees where I want them to get the best views. Water will be, you'll have 3 different ones. You'll have muddy water, calm water, rough water. We've seen that many times before in Planet Coaster and Planet Zoo. But there'll also be modular waterfalls. Now, by that, they said the waterfalls won't be part of the actual terrain textures. Instead, it will be separate, but they'll be able to place modular waterfalls. So that makes me kind of think that there's going to be something kind of like the particle effects and stuff that like Planet Coaster and Planet Zoo has, where we can just like place the waterfalls like that. Probably a lot like Planet Zoo. Apparently they used Planet Zoo was like a big influence in the design of this game. Let's see. Anything else I can think about here? Management, staff keepers will be the very first staff person added, and these will be the people who will take care of most all the needs of your animals and stuff. So janitors and stuff will most likely come down the line. Possibly entertainers and stuff for your guests. Animal and guest welfare will be something you will have to take care of in the game. They're working on that. There will be guest facilities such as restrooms, I'm assuming restaurants, things like that, to make sure that your guests can eat and things, and resources as well. And like I said, they did say keepers will be the first ones added, with more most likely coming down the line. Let me think if there's anything else I'm missing here. There is, let's see, progression, excavations and research. You'll be using science points. So I guess you'll have to do excavations of the things. I don't know if this is going to work like Jurassic World or not, which, I mean, honestly, I don't like how Jurassic World Evolutions does with how you unlock the new dinosaurs and stuff, where you have to send the people out to the digs. But then again, on the other hand, I don't know of a better way of doing it. At least you don't have to wait too long. You just send the excavation team out. It costs you money. They come back. Then you have to unlock the fossils. It just feels like it's a mobile game in that regard, more so than it is an actual video game. It just having that time thing in there, just, I don't know. But then again, I don't know of a better way to do it that kind of can play into the gameplay. So I'm not sure exactly how they're going to do their progression and stuff like that, how you do the excavations and the research, but you will be able to research different things. And something else they did say about the dinos is most all of the different dinos will have at least 3 different skins to choose from. Some of the rare ones will actually also have 4 skins, and some of them, they did actually say we'll have albino varieties. So yes, that is confirmed. Albino dinos will be coming to this game. Other than that, they kind of talked a little bit about the future of the game. So this is going to be determined. And all of this is just them just discussing with the fans and stuff about what they kind of want to add to the game. So breeding and growth, one of the things is at first you're only going to have adult dinosaurs, but as they develop into the game, you will be able to watch the dinos. You'll be able to see them from being the babies, from hatching to being babies, and it's not just going to be like they're going to fade into different ages, like okay, it's a baby, now it's an adult. Now you'll literally be able to watch them grow through the entire thing, is what they said. And again, some of these may change. This is all early stuff. They're going to add more behaviors and stuff into the game for the dinosaurs, such as hunting, fleeing away from things, fighting. Speaking of fighting and fleeing and hunting and all that, it was one of the things that was asked was, will the dinos be able to break out of their cages? Yes, they will be. It was asked, will they eat the people? That was confirmed as a guests most likely won't be able to escape. So don't know exactly what kind of animation that's going to have or anything on it, but it does give us hope that there's not going to be just like no risks at all to a dino escaping to your guests. So guests are they're open season, I guess. So you could hopefully they have raptors in this game. So unleashing a pack of raptors on the crowd could just be kind of a fun little pastime that I may or may not do, just to kind of relieve some stress. They are going to have expanded mechanics, weather, disease, more challenging breakouts, things like that. So they said that ranger teams is something they're looking into, where you can get the ranger teams to go out and take care of the animal breakouts and stuff like that. That will be something that will be added most later on. Expanded management, additional staff, player considerations, things like that. There will be an expanded roster, expanded new creatures for the Prehistoric Kingdom, so new dinos and things like that. I specifically asked about water dinos, like aquatic ones, such as the Mosasaurus, because wouldn't it be fantastic to get a Mosasaurus in one of these games like this? They didn't exactly give a great answer. They're looking into it, and it may be something that will come much later on, but it's only a possibility right now. Nothing confirmed on that. Walkthrough exhibits is also something that they are wanting to do as well. Let's see. And yeah, there's a lot more stuff that they kind of talked about. If you guys want to go and watch the entire thing, it was about an hour and a half long. You guys can go check it out over on their Twitch page, and it's recorded and you can watch it there. I'm completely excited about this game. After the trailer appeared, some people were kind of complaining about the guests, and they're like, oh, the guests kind of look really robotic. Apparently they literally just put the guests into the game like right before they started working on the trailer for the game. So those are brand new. Those are going to change. That is just basically a placeholder. I'm sure they will have much better animations where they're not so robotic. But again, they did emphasize that those were just added into the game like right before the trailer. I think they said like 2 weeks before the trailer. So yeah, they probably not even finished yet. So that's why that. But even with those, I could stand the robotic people, at least for a little while. I'm perfectly fine with that. The animations and stuff for the actual dinos and stuff look amazing. And again, let's go back to the aviary, the mini aviary with the Microraptor. That alone is just amazing. I'm completely excited for this game. If you guys are interested in this game as well, like I said, you can go over to the Creativo's website. You can pre-order it now, $19.99 and up. If you want to get early access or at least into the beta, you have to get at least the $39.99 and up. So I think the game's going to be really, really good. I'm excited to cover this on my channel. I hope you guys are excited as well. I can't wait to get at least the beta access to it. Hopefully I can get into the closed access. We'll see. Hint, hint, Creativo. Maybe we'll see how this video does and go from there. In the meantime, that's really all I have to talk about today. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about Prehistoric Kingdom. Do you think it is the Jurassic World evolution killer? Do you think it is going to be, everything that we want in a Jurassic Park type of game? Even, I can't really say Jurassic Park because it's not Jurassic Park. It's not licensed. It's its own game. It's Prehistoric Kingdom. But I mean, a Jurassic Park type of game. I think it is. I think it's going to be fantastic. I can't wait to get my hands on it. Hopefully you guys are going to enjoy the content that I create with it. And that's pretty much going to be it. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of the game, what you think of the video, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, wherever you guys are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Thanks for watching.